beautiful people. How is everybody today? I am doing well. I am feeling more like myself. For those of you who joined me in my live over the weekend, thank you so much. I had such an amazing time. If you missed it, I'm sorry. I had to private it because your girl was we were getting a little too grown over there. My girl mama watches me, y'all. So yeah, you'll just have to make sure you pull up for the next one. Today, I'm doing something that has been highly, highly requested. And honestly, I'm like, if I didn't get it out, I think some of y'all might have showed up to my house with a camcorder trying to get the goods. So today, I am giving you guys my full wash and go, refresh, and revival routine. Y'all know the wash and goes eat down, but you know that you have really like mastered reviving your hair when you come on and you're like, damn, it looks even better than the initial wash and go. I have been promising this video to you guys for a hot minute and I have actually filmed this a couple of times, and each time I had some issues, some health issues, and I just wasn't happy with what I recorded. This time, we're in there. So today I'm going to be giving you the full rundown. This is a two-parter. So I'm going to be giving you guys the products and explaining how I use them, the ones that I go to do this routine. And then I'm also going to be giving you guys the actual process and technique. So if you're interested in seeing how I took my wash and go from shrunken and a little dry to fully revived and Diana Ross gorgeous, then just keep on watching. Now, before we get into it, you guys know I gotta give you your daily reminder to smell good as hell. I showered and lotioned up with the Billie Bounce collection in the vanilla cedar scent. That is such an amazing scent. I have been like really missing fall. Like I even have a fall candle burning. I am sick of the heat. Like it has just been triggering flare-ups. And so I wanted to wear something that was going to give me that fall vibe. So I layered two fragrances. The first one is L'Orchestre Parfums Piano Santal. This is a really beautiful kind of heady, warm skin scent. This has sandalwood. There's a milk note in here. It's a little woody. It's a little spicy. Very creamy. I would say like a very heady, slightly animalic musk and sandalwood. It's creamy. It's lactonic. This just smells like the softest, warmest skin of your life. It is such a beautiful scent on its own. I love wearing this on its own, but today I have it layered with ckery from Sorce. I'll have a full bottle picture right here. I absolutely adore this scent. This might be my favorite cherry of all time. This one is such a beautiful, warm, sexy, with a slight edge of cleanliness to it type of cherry. There's Luxardo cherry. We have caramelized sugar, cinnamon, vanilla, sandalwood, tobacco, and there's a clean sheet accord in this. Pairs so beautifully with this one, and I just smell so warm and sexy, cozy, but like I could also steal your man. I'm just saying, these two, beautiful combination. Now that I've given you your daily reminder to smell like you could drop somebody's drawers, let's go ahead and get into how I revive these curls. Before we get into the products, this is a reminder that this is my routine. This is what I have put together that works for me. I have been natural for over a decade now. And so I have gone through my trial and error with trying to refresh my hair. Sometimes it's just not worth it, but now I have figured out what works for me. I have super duper defined curls on their own, but you guys know my hair shrinks up a lot. And so trying to come up with a way to revive my hair on days when I either don't have the time to do a midweek co-wash or I don't have the time to let my hair dry, because jobs, you know, has been really, really difficult for me. Making sure that my hair doesn't shrink up to a point that I'm causing more problems than I started with. Making sure that I'm not introducing excessive mechanical like wear and tear on my hair and excessive heat. That has been a little difficult to achieve, but once I found what worked, it worked. So for me, what works the best is to apply light layers of products, gently twist my hair, and then take it down. So I'm going to show you the products that I use in the order that I use them, and then we will get into the actual demo for this. So I always like to start off with either water or a lightweight leave-in type of spray. You do not have to get any of these products, okay? When in doubt, if you don't know what to do, you're trying to revive your hair and you think that this routine will work for you, when in doubt, get you a bottle of water and use whatever leave-in conditioner is already in your hair. If you just don't know what to do, start there, okay? But these are the products that I go back to for this routine. Now, when I'm using them, I'm not fully saturating my hair. I do not saturate my hair. I spray a light layer of the product to help to soften things so I can do a little bit of detangling and all of that and get my hair prepped for the last step. I like to use things that are not super thick. I like to go the more so like watery route. So these two products right here are perfect. Now I have this one, but really I recommend the JBCO one because this smells heavily of tea tree oil, but you can use this on like mid-lengths and ends as well. I'm showing these together because they're owned by the same parent company. So they do have like the same purposes, but this one I find to be more softening. So if you're someone who has a coarser grade of hair than I do, you may find this one to help you be a little bit more successful at pulling that hair apart. This is where I take the opportunity to kind of assess and see if I have any like single strand knots forming, or if my hair has kind of like decided it wants to do its little fisherman knot thing. My hair is super duper coily, y'all. I have a lot of coils and I have a lot of S curls, and they tend to kind of fight each other sometimes. And so like you guys have seen in real time how I will be sitting here detangling my hair or styling, and it will just tie up into a knot in real time. Making sure that I go in with that first step of adding something like this and really kind of checking and addressing tangles and stuff like that. One, it helps me figure out if I just need to give it up and wash it, you know? But at the same token, starting off with a base that is more or less detangled is really going to help you, and making this a pretty quick process, because that is kind of the point. I love this one because it smells really nice. It has a nice light coconut scent. I have so many of these like in my stash, and I go through these often, but this one is going to be more softening than the offerings from As I Am. As I Am is going to tends to have ingredients that steer a little bit more towards strength. I love the JBCO water. It is like my favorite out of all of them. But this one is really nice too. If you need to use it in a pinch, just remember it does smell heavily of tea tree. I feel like I have been using this product, like this actual bottle, for like 11 years. This is the She Scented Pomegranate Pear Hydrating Curl Spray. This is a moisturizing leave-in, and its main claims are to moisturize, detangle, and refresh, and that is exactly what I use this baby for. This one comes in amazing handy when I need to refresh my hair. I also like that there's like, it kind of leaves a tiny bit of tack behind. So if you are kind of like, if you're doing this because you're trying to address hold, let's say you used a product and it's way too lightweight for you, but you don't have time to rewash your hair, you got somewhere you need to be in the morning, okay? Something like this really helps because it adds a little bit of a layer of hold as well. I love this product. Been in my collection forever. I'm actually almost finally out of this, so I will be repurchasing, but She Scented has a lot of really amazing spray leave-ins and refreshers. I also really love the one from their Tahiti cocktail collection, the Hydrating Iced Tea. This provides intensive moisture, strengthens, and smooths hair. This is really wonderful as well, and it smells absolutely phenomenal. I've heard people say that they even use this like to refresh their locks and things like that. This works beautifully. So if you're checking out She Scented and you're kind of perusing through their like leave-in section, these are really amazing for so many different purposes, but I mainly do use these to help refresh my hair if I need to do a midweek refresh. And then in this category, the last one I have is the Midnite Train leave-in from Uncle Funky's Daughter. I don't know what I did to the label. Like how does that happen? I don't know. I'm such a problem sometimes. I absolutely adore this one. It smells like actual candy, y'all. Like it is so good. So this will really like make your hair just smell really phenomenal in general. This is super softening to the hair, really helps with the detangling process if you need to do a little bit of a detangling session. Fortified with oil, glycerin, aloe, and nettle to strengthen dry, weak strands and add softness. I really do like to focus on using these for that softening aspect, especially if your hair is feeling a little dry. It's not fully dried out, but it's kind of losing moisture a little bit quicker than you usually do. I like to add that softness back, or especially like if the weather has compromised my hair in some type of way, I like to make sure that I'm adding some type of softness back to my hair so that I'm not causing any type of mechanical damage in the process. So this one is also phenomenal as well. These are all really, really great lightweight leave-in options. But like I said, when in doubt, you can just use water and you're good to go. But if you need something that's going to be a little bit more softening to the hair to help you prep for what we're about to do, then you're gonna go to one of these. Then it's time to use a moisturizer step. I prefer to use products that are actual hair milks, moisturizers. For most of these products, their first initial use is to be used to refresh the hair. So for a long time, I was using products like this and I was using them as like my leave-in step. And I really, really enjoyed the results, but I never really felt like they kind of stood up to my actual leave-in conditioners. These work perfectly for what they are initially marketed for, and that is the moisturizing step in the days after. The first one has been in my routine for over a decade, kind of on and off. I run out and then I use something else and then I pick it back up later. The Camille Rose Fresh Curl Revitalizing Hair Smoother. This stuff right here is so good. It is so good. One of the best products that Camille Rose makes, but I think it's one of the most underrated and underutilized products that Camille Rose offers. This is formulated with avocado and castor oil. It's a light gel cream, styling lotion, and detangler with an uplifting aroma of peach guava. I mean, it smells like their bakery stuff. I don't get peach or guava. To fix and freshen with fresh curl, a light gel cream styling mix of fresh avocado and castor seed oils blended together with ripe peach guava, crafted to detangle and refresh lifeless curls. So this is not really meant to be used as your first step. It's meant to be used in the days after. And I find that even though like you can use this as a base product, it works so much better for what it's used for. And I will just kind of spoil that this right here is the culprit for the hair that you see right now. So it works. It is one of the best refreshing products I have in my collection. To achieve what I have going on, for each section, I'm going to take a large section. I'm going to spray a little bit of either my water or one of my sprays. I'm not going to fully saturate it. I'm going to saturate it enough for me to be able to pull apart tangles. That's going to help soften the curls. And then I'm going to take 1.5 pumps of this. You don't want to oversaturate your hair, okay? And then I will apply that to the full section and I will twist that bad boy up, right? I'm not going to twist it up tight. I'm going to twist it lightly because I don't want it to look like a twist out. I still want to be able to see each individual strand of curls the way you can now. You can see some slight indents, but it's not what it would be if you were tightly twisting your hair. This works so beautifully for that purpose. I know there are quite a few people who kind of use this all over and just air dry their hair. I can't do that. If I use this all over and dry my hair, I have to pull the blow dryer back out. I don't like using my blow dryer, like the heat. I don't like using that more than once a week. More than once a week, and I feel like I'm really like going into dry ass hair territory. So I prefer to use this with that light twisting method, and it works the best for me to keep my hair elongated and to have to avoid applying more heat throughout the week. This right here, if you're not gonna try any of the other ones in this collection, you just wanna try one thing in this video, try this. She is 10 years tested, tried and true, my ride or die. Another one that I have shared often with you guys, and I'm pretty sure the first time I actually showed this routine on camera, I was using this product. I'm pretty sure it was in a Week in My Wash and Go video featuring African Pride. This is their Moisture Miracle Aloe and Coconut Water Hydrate and Renew Curl Milk and Detangler. This moisturizes and softens natural coils and curls. I love this stuff. This right here is far more liquidy. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if you can see, but watch when I tip the bottle over. It's very liquidy. I got it like this. I don't know if there have been any changes, but it still works beautifully for me. If you need something that is a little bit more emollient, something that you can feel the oils a little bit more, this is a really nice one. I feel like this is a great alternative to the Luster's Pink lotion. If you remember that from back in the day, you could use Luster's Pink to do this as well. Like if that's what you have, that would work amazingly for this routine. But if you want something a little bit different, you want an alternative, I think that this is a great alternative to that product. This one right here, you cannot use a ton of it, like a dime size. Start with a dime size for one large section of hair, work it through, and that is all that you need. The first time I used this underneath their gel. And while it did leave a nice base of moisture, my hair got really, really dull throughout the days. This works perfectly for what it is marketed for, and that is adding moisture and softness after you have already styled your hair. It helps to detangle beautifully. So if you really struggle with tangles, I think that this will be really helpful for you. I think if you have a coarser, like again, if your hair is coarser than mine, I think that this might be where you want to start as well. Plus, it's also super duper affordable and the bottle is huge. You get 12 fluid ounces. I use this often and you can see where I'm sitting on the bottle. This is an amazing option to help refresh your curls. Newest one in my collection, I have already kind of like been raving about this product. I picked it up during Black Friday. Been using a lot of products from this brand like in general. This is the Dear Mama Moisture Milk from the Doux. And again, this is marketed as a leave-in detangler, supposed to be used for daily moisture and promotes anti-breakage for all curl types. This also comes in a really nice size container, and I love that we have a pump on here. This claims to soften, nourish, and hydrate dry, brittle hair. If you are just finding that your hair is abnormally dry for some reason, like your usual routine is leaving your hair drier than it usually would, I think this is a really great one to go to. It's non-greasy. It has an anti-breakage hair formula that soothes itchy scalp, triples as a leave-in detangler and curl refresher. So you can use this as a leave-in if you want to, but I feel like I get so much benefit from using this as a curl refresher. This provides so much shine to the hair. It provides beautiful moisture. It also has a little bit of tack to it, so it adds a little bit of hold to the hair. It's another really nice one to bust out if, let's say, you're using a product, it's not giving you enough hold, and you know that your hair is just going to be done for the next day. Do this routine, use this, and it'll add some hold back to what you're already working with. It's mama approved for manageability and moisture for natural, relaxed, and transitioning hair. I love this product. This is probably like my newest like gem as far as like refreshing goes. I really enjoy this product. It also kind of smells like grape candy. It's really nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Quite a few times this year I have come on like using this refreshing routine and y'all have been like, your hair looks amazing. What is in it? What did you do? And I'm like, I've refreshed with Dear Mama. She gives absolutely stunning results. I actually am now an ambassador with the Doux. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that I even applied, and I got an email like a day ago, and they were like, "Congratulations!" And I'm like, "Why?" So I do have a code with them now. I will leave it on the screen because I don't remember what that code is. A lot of you guys are new here and do not know this, but I do always try to encourage you to shop organically. I know a lot of people here rely on my codes for when they need to re-up and there are no sales. So if I can get a code, I do try to go out of my way to do that for you guys. But also they are affiliated. So if that concerns you, please feel free to go shop organically. I am never going to feel away, but do know that when you do shop through my links and my codes. Whatever little bit of money I make, it goes right back into the channel. It just pours into me being able to do what I do here. So thank you for shopping with my codes if you do. And if you don't, that's okay. I support it. But yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal. It's such a good product. I love it. This is my baby now. And my last but not least, y'all, I was digging through my stash trying to find this because I'm like, I adore it and I hadn't had it to use it in a minute. And I'm like, did I give it away? What did I do? I found her. The Sweet Honey Hair Milk from Tgin is probably one of the best hair milks on the market. This is a really great one if you are like, hair is just really, really parched. You know you can't wash it. You don't have time for your hair to dry. Your hair is really, really parched and you need to re-moisturize it. This is one thing that I have kind of kept reiterating for a while now. If your hair is dry, moisturize it. If your hair is dry, moisturize it. We have products for that. The Sweet Honey Hair Milk is formulated with raw honey and agave nectar. It's a lightweight moisturizer that improves softness and manageability. So this works beautifully if you're trying to do just like a nice midweek refresh. You don't have time to wash your hair, but you're feeling like your hair is like super duper dry. I like using this one in the colder months to refresh my hair because it does have quite a few humectants in it. Where I live, when it's cold, it's not necessarily super duper dry. So just remember that. The benefits of this include that it's supposed to moisturize and protect, help to minimize breakage, protects against damaged split ends, and it is great for all hair types. I feel like this is going to be really, really nice for someone that has fine hair like me, but I think my girlies with like super coily, coarse hair will also really, really benefit from a product like this. This just comes in clutch. It comes in clutch with the detangling. It comes in clutch with adding additional moisture. So I know we don't really like talk about Tgin like that anymore. I feel like sadly they kind of faded into the background a little bit for a lot of us, but I still use Tgin. I still love Tgin. This product right here, absolutely yes. All right, so now you guys know the products. Let's go ahead and get into the process. All right, welcome to my bathroom. I am fresh out of the shower and my roots are pretty much like super duper sweated out. I take really hot showers. And I already know that when I wake up in the morning, my hair is going to be really shrunken and it's really starting to feel dry. So I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Now I'm starting with a really simple Uncle Funky's Daughter Wash and Go. I think I used the Sultanicals Frizz Wiz and then topped it with Curly Magic. So here are the things that you're gonna need: some scrunchies, some clips to keep your hair out of the way. If you use any treatment products for your scalp, you're gonna want to go ahead and break that out. Then you're going to go ahead and get your spray leave-in, your water, whatever you're gonna use, and then your cream-based refresher. So I'm going to go ahead and work on my scalp first. I'm just using my treatment products from Rizzo's Curls, and I'm just working that in. This is the best time to go ahead and do it. I don't use this every day, but like, look at that growth, y'all. That piece was fully broken off a few months ago. Like, I'm so proud of how my hair is coming along. So I do use both the scalp serum as well as the foam. I like including these clips because when I do the actual review, it will show you that I have truly been using the products for some time. So I'm working in my treatment serum, and then I'm going to go ahead and work in the foam all over my scalp in the areas that I need it before I go ahead and start the actual refreshing portion. Alright, once that's done, then you're going to go ahead and isolate your first section. So I do pretty large sections when I do this. I don't want anything to be overly precise. If you do things more so precise and tight and neat, it's not going to give you, isolated curls the way that we're trying to go for this. So you're going to take one large section, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with adding my spray leave-in. Now this is a random one from Honey's Handmade. It's one that I'm trying to use up, so that's why I'm using it today. That's like the refresher that I've been using for the last couple of months, trying to use it up. You're going to just add a few sprays. You do not want your hair to be soaking wet, fully saturated, okay? Work that through, find any tangles if you have them, and then you're going to go ahead and add your cream base product. This is going to be something that is meant to be used as a moisturizer. I'm going in with my Camille Rose Fresh Curls. I love that stuff. It's absolutely phenomenal. It is lightweight, but it's kind of like a cream gel situation. So it adds like the lightest bit of hold, while also adding lots of moisture to the hair. So as you can see, like my hair is not fully saturated. You can see that I've added something to it, but it should not look like you're trying to fully reset a wash and go, okay? You should still be able to see your natural defined curl pattern, and then you're going to take your hair after you've done all your detangling and application, and you're just going to lightly twist it. You can see I'm not trying to define the hair. I'm just twisting it up so that it is up and out of the way. This is going to allow the product to dry without overly like re-shrinking, of course, so I won't have to stretch my hair in the days after. And it's also going to allow it to dry in such a way that my hair doesn't look like I'm doing a twist out. My curls are still going to look like curls, just my natural curls. If you do it too tight, it's not going to look right. And if you add too much product and your hair is oversaturated, it's not going to look right. So if you are someone who is like that heavy-handed bug, like you can't get that heavy-handed itch out of you, this may not be the routine for you. Heavy-handedness and overdoing the style is not going to help you here. You want things to look a little bit frizzy. You want things to look a little bit undone so that your curls dry as close as they can to their natural curl pattern. And I do like to just go back and add a little bit more product to the end so that I can get them into a nice little coil. And once I'm finished, you can see like my twists are not super duper tight. They're very loose, but they're staying in place. I like to go back with a little bit more of that hair milk and just kind of smooth everything down and make sure that I'm adding a little bit of additional moisture to the top. I like to let this set for about 30 minutes to an hour before I go to bed. And then I put my bonnet on and I go to bed. And I look like this in the morning. So now it's really simple. You're going to take this down like you would any other style. I go in with my oil of choice. Today I'm using the bread hair oil. And you're just going to take the twist apart and then you're going to separate. This should not take you a very long time because you should be able to see where your curls are already isolated and where they're trying to lay. So don't force it. If you set it well, you really shouldn't have to do a bunch of pulling and yanking and all of that. You're just going to pull apart where they naturally separate, and then you're just going to fluff from there. And as you can see, you can still see some of the indents like from the actual twist, but as you allow the curls to just kind of sit and just rest and relax, it just all kind of looks like your curls at the end of the day. So this is really going to give you that really fluffy light curl effect. If you're someone who's really obsessed with perfect definition, with making your hair look extra tame and things like that, this isn't going to be a routine for you. This is going to be a routine for someone who was just trying to reestablish moisture, who still wants their hair to look like their hair, and you are totally fine with having additional volume. You're fine with your hair feeling soft, all of that stuff. I love doing this because I'm still able to extend my wash and go to a week if necessary, while making sure that I maintain moisture, while making sure that I'm addressing any tangles and knots. On top of the fact that you really are just kind of lightly using products just to reactivate what you already have. And when you do that, you're setting yourself for success in the next few days. So I just go ahead, lay my edges, pin everything up, and like literally y'all, that's it. This has been so helpful to me, especially like since I usually have really, really early mornings, right? So a lot of times like I want to do a midweek co-wash, but I don't have the time, I'm tired, or I know that I have an early morning and my hair is just not going to get dry. So this is perfect for like the wash and go girly on the go. I love it. My hair is really soft, it's defined, it has tons of movement, it looks really full, it's very healthy. I do have frizz, but I embrace my frizz. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of frizz, baby. All right, my loves, that is it for this video. This is my super official classified we're now declassifying it routine to refresh and revitalize my curls midweek. This works for what I need it for. It's not a replacement for proper cleansing. It's not a replacement for setting proper moisture into the hair, but like I said earlier in this video, if you feel like you need to moisturize your hair, moisturize it. And on those days when I don't have time to let my hair dry, I don't have time to wash it. If you're a chronic illness baddie and you really struggle in that department and you need to get your hair in a state where you can add some additional moisture, you can't wash it. I understand my flare-ups, sometimes I can't get in the shower. And so this works perfectly for me as someone who does have a chronic illness, and sometimes that can be a little debilitating. This is something that I can do on my own, even if I can't do other basic things like washing my hair, you know? So this is going to be really great for you guys who kind of have those needs and feel like you'll benefit from this routine. And if you don't, that's okay too. Everybody's hair type is different. I know refreshing and reviving hair looks different for every person, and this is what it looks like for me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this long-awaited video. You guys let me know if you have any additional questions that I didn't answer here, even though I think I covered everything. And y'all let me know, like, what are your favorite ways to refresh your hair? What moisturizers do you like to use to get that fully revitalized look that you're going for? So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.